Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel Full Stack Cloner. So today we are going to write code for an online e-commerce platform, Awesome Sneakers. So this app contains sneakers for all genders. This app is written using React, HTML5, Tailwind CSS and React Redux for the state management. So let us go through the app once. This is the home screen of my application Awesome Sneakers. So this is the navigation bar, home bar followed by footer. So when I refresh the app, as you can see, a white line strikes off my logo image aesthetically. So this is the navigation bar where this is my logo icon and this is my application name and this is the navigation section and followed by profile and cart icon. So this is my main screen where my logo name followed by my store name and then a shop now button which redirects me for shopping. So when I go down, this is the men's section where I have where it will redirect me to men's page. So if I hover over this image will be zoomed and it will be highlighted. So when I hover out, the image will be shrunk to the original size. The same goes for women's collection. So when I hover in, the image will be zoomed, and when I hover out, the image will be shrunk to the original size. And this is my sale section where if I click this button, I'll be redirected to the sale page which contains items exclusively under discount. So here some animation is written where it will be where the opacity changes continuously, and this is my list of items which are there in the store. So when I hover over any image, the image will be zoomed and the view details button appears, and this is my footer section. So this is my brand name followed by my store contact details. So let us go to the navigation bar and click on shop. So when I click on shop, men, women and sale will be displayed here. Men page contains sneakers which are exclusively related to men, and women page contains sneakers which are exclusively related to women, and sale page contains the sneakers which are under discount right now. So I'll click on men. So when I click on men, so men page will be displayed. As you can see, a men banner appears here followed by men, and I have 6 products right now which are exclusively for men. So these are the 6 items which are exclusively for men. So if I hover over any image, so the alternate version of the image will be displayed along with an add to cart button will be shown. So this is my shoe name, and this is the original price. Since this shoe is under some discount, so the original price is struck off and the discounted price is shown here. Whereas for this item I don't have any discount, so hence the original price is only shown here. So when I hover over the product, the alternate version of the image followed by add to cart appears. So when I hover out, the add to cart button disappears. So here I have sorting. So my sorting basically is based on price and discount. So I can sort the items based on price and discount. So let me sort the item from high to low. So as you can see, the highest priced item is shown first, followed by the next item. So when I click on discount low to high, so here I don't have any discount for these items, hence they are shown first, and here I have discount, so hence they are shown later. And when I click on woman page, I'll be redirected to the woman page where I have woman banner followed by woman shoes. So right now I have 3 shoes which are exclusively for women, and here again the sorting works as usual. And when I click on sale page, sale banner appears here, and these are for sale, and here I have 4 items which are under discount right now. So here all the items have discount. And when I click on shop directly, I will be redirected to the page where I have all the products displayed here irrespective of gender and discount price. So here all the items are shown here, and so let me click on any item. So if I click on any item, I'll be redirected to the product details page. So this is my product details page, where I have the image and I have the alternate version of the image here, and I have the brand name followed by the shoe name, and here I have a drop down to select whatever the size I want. And right now I have only blue color, hence I don't have multiple color options here, and I can choose the quantity whatever I want. I can increase the quantity, and I cannot decrease the quantity below 1, because at least minimum of 1 quantity has to be added to the cart. So if I don't select any size, by default the first ever size will be auto selected here. And this is my product info page. If I click on the product info page, the information regarding the product will be displayed. Right now I have written some random text here, and this is my return policy, where my return policy is displayed here. So if I click on minus, it will be shrinked. So these are my different social media icons for my application. And here this is the product description page, and right now I have chosen pick 1. So if I click on pick 2, so my pick 2 is displayed here, and a black border appears around the pick 2. So if I click on pick 1, a black border appears around the pick 1. So let me go ahead and add the item to the cart. So I'll click on add to cart. So when I click on add to cart, as you can see, the cart page, the cart pop-up comes from right to left. When I click on add to cart, the cart section is popped up. So right now I have added one product to the cart, and the subtotal is $199. So here I have option to view cart. So here when I click on this white icon, again the cart will be hidden. So when I click on again add to cart, the cart is shown. Right now, since I have added already one quantity, and now the quantity has been increased and the quantity is made to 2 now. So I can delete the item from the cart, and I can shrink this. So I'll go to women section. I'll add some more item to the cart. So I'll add one more item. So I have added to the cart, and I'll go to sale section, and I'll add one more item to the cart, and I'll go to men section. I'll add one more item to the cart. As you can see, when I'm clicking on add to cart, my quantity is increasing. So hence my cart functionality is working fine, and the price, the total items price is displayed here. So when I click on view to cart, I'll be redirected to the cart page. This is my cart page. Right now I have added 3 items to the cart. So those 3 items are shown up here, and here I have an option to enter promo code. Right now it is disabled, and here I can add some delivery instructions here, and this is the order summary. So where I have subtotal and total for my cart, and here, so this is the item branded Reebok item I have added, and this is of size 5, and here I can add different sizes. So it will be shown in different, it will be shown as different products in the cart. Suppose I'll add size 5 with quantity 1, I'll add 1, and then later I'll click size 6, I'll add item to the cart. So the both will be displayed here. As you can see, a filer shoe with size 5 and size 6 are added to the cart. So I'll minimize the cart. Here I have a cart icon, where if I click on this cart, I'll be redirected to the cart page. So if I am on home, so I can click on cart directly, so I'll be redirected to the cart page. And here I have delete button, where I can delete item from the cart. As you can see, when I click on delete, the items are getting deleted from the cart. And when I click on the last delete item, so my cart became empty, and here it is written cart is empty, continue browsing. So I can continue browsing. So this is my home page. So I have come to my home screen. So here I'll click on view details item. So I'll be redirected to the details page. I'll add item to the cart and I'll go to my cart page. So here I can check out. So after placing the order, so after adding item to the cart, I'll press checkout. So that's it, my order is placed and confetti is thrown, and you can see here my order is placed successfully and a congratulations pop-up displayed on the screen. So this is how the app is written. Now let us go ahead and write this code. So inside my project directory, I'll create a folder called Awesome Sneakers. And here I'll right click and I'll open it in terminal. So here I'll give a command code space dot, so that it opens up my folder in Visual Studio Code editor. So this is my folder. So here I'll go to terminal and I'll click on new terminal. Now we are going to create a new React app. So for that I'll give a command npx create -react -app. So I'll name my application as Awesome Sneakers. So I'll press enter, and React takes a while to create this project. So my project is created. Now I'll browse to the project directory. So I'll use command cd space Awesome Sneakers. And now when you check the project directory, so this is the project directory where it creates different node modules, public folder, src, and inside src our components will be available. So this is our app.js. So it is a kind of gateway component. So this is the by default code written inside app.js. So I'll start my server here with command npm space start. So now my React server is started, and this is the default UI written on the app.js component file. So let us go ahead and modify this code. So I'll remove this whole header here, and inside src I'll create 3 folders. One is for components, and one is for CSS, and one is for images. So I'll go to the components folder and I'll create 3 files. I'll create a file main.js. So this is the main.js component file, and using React code snippet rfce I'll create the default skeleton code. So here I'll write hello all, welcome. Now I have to call this main component inside my app.js. So let me go ahead and call this main component from my app.js. Now I'll go to the browser, and as you can see now hello all welcome is displayed. So now we have customized our React app. Now let us go ahead and install the Tailwind CSS. So for that I'll go to browser. So I'll click on install Tailwind CSS, and inside the documentation you can see these are the steps to install Tailwind CSS. So now I'll go one by one. So I'll copy the first step and I'll go to my code editor, and here I'll take a new terminal. In one terminal my React app will be running, and in another terminal I'll be installing all the softwares required for my project. So I'll browse to the project directory, and here I'll paste the command and I'll press enter. So that's it, Tailwind CSS is installed. Now I have to initialize the Tailwind CSS. So I'll copy this and I'll paste here, I'll press enter. So it is initialized. Now a file called tailwind.config.js will be created. Now I have to modify this file in order to make the Tailwind CSS to work. So I'll copy this content here and I'll go to my tailwind config.js and I'll replace the content, and I have to import these Tailwind CSS utilities. So for that, let me copy these and then let me go to my index.css, because this is the gateway index CSS for our React project. So I'll remove the whole thing and I'll paste that. And I'll paste here. And I'll go to main.js. I'll write class name. I'll give background color to be red. So this is the Tailwind CSS code snippet for applying background red. So before that, I have to restart my server so that my Tailwind CSS will be working. So I'll stop the server and I'll restart the server. And as you can see now, so my div has a background color of red, so that this confirms that my Tailwind CSS is working. So this is done. Now I'll start creating different components. So before that, let us go to the reference app and see what and all components are needed for a project. Now this is the reference application that I have written earlier. So as you can see, this reference application is configured in such a way that it runs on the port number 4000, whereas our current project will be running on port number 3000. So this is my reference application. So this whole thing comes under navbar, and the content, the main content of the home page comes in a component called main.js, and the footer will be written in a separate component, footer.js. So let us go ahead and do the changes in our current application. So inside my components, since I have already written a main.js, I'll start writing navbar and footer. So I'll write navbar.js and then footer.js. So I'll create skeleton structure here using code snippet rfce. So my footer is created, and I'll go to the navbar using code snippet rfce, and I'll create the skeleton. So my three components are ready. So I'll go to the app.js, and here I'll call my navbar component, and here I'll call my footer component, and I'll go to the browser. As you can see, my navbar and the content of main page and the content of footer is displayed in my browser. Now let us go ahead and start writing code for navbar component. So I'll close others. Now, so inside navbar, I'll remove this navbar here, and if we look at the reference app, this is my navbar. So here I'm going to write logo and my app name in a separate div, and the navigation menu in a div, and the profile, login and cart items, I'm going to place them in a separate div. So basically I need 3 divs here. So let me go ahead and do that. So I have created 3 divs, and here inside the first div I'll take 2 more divs. Here I'll write this in a div and I'll write this in a div. So first let me go ahead and write this one. So here when I refresh, a line comes and crosses my logo in a slow motion. So this is an animation. So this is how my logo is striked off. So let us go ahead and write this. So here inside this div, my strike off effect will come. And here my as stands for awesome sneaker. So I have written this as. Now inside this another div, I'll write awesome sneakers. So this is my app name. So this is how it looks right now. So let us go ahead and style this later after writing the entire HTML skeleton code. So now in the second div, I'm going to write this navigation menu. So here I'm going to take this as a div, and inside this I'll take a unordered list as, and here these items will be my list items. So let me go ahead and implement that. So I'll take a unordered list, and then I'll take a list of 4 items. So one is home, shop, about, AS, and customer service. So I'll go ahead and write this: home, shop, about, AS, and customer service. So this is done. Now in another div, I'm going to write this profile. I'm going to write this profile icon, login, and then a cart icon. So I'll go to this div, and here I'm going to take 3 more divs. One is for containing this profile SVG, and one is for this login text, and one is for this cart SVG. So I'll create 3 divs here, and here I'll write profile, and then here I'm going to write login, and here I'm going to write cart. So this is how my navbar looks right now. So I'll do one thing. I'll go to app.js and I'll uncomment, and I'll comment my main and footer so that we can exclusively concentrate on navbar. So here for this profile I need this SVG icon. So I'll press F12 on my app, and I'll go here and I'll copy this SVG inside my div, and I'm going to do the same for cart. So done with my SVGs. Now this is how they appear in my browser. So let me go ahead and style this navbar now, because the skeleton code is completed, and this is how my navbar looks right now. So let us go ahead and style in such a way that it should come as beautiful as this. So before that, so for some pure CSS, I'll go to CSS and I'll create a file called navbar.css, and let me import this CSS inside my navbar component. Import css/navbar.css. So my CSS external CSS file is imported. So done. So let me go ahead and start writing the CSS, Tailwind CSS classes. So I'll specify it to be a flex, and I'll take width to be 100 viewport width, and I'll justify center, and then items center, and then here my navbar should be fixed, because when I scroll down or scroll up, my navbar should not move. So for that I'll specify a property of position property to be fixed, and then item center, and then I'll give a height of 5 rem. Oops, this item center is duplicated, so I'll remove this, and then background color to be black, and text color to be white. So this is how my navbar looks right now. So this one, AS and the awesome stickers. So this one I have declared it a flex so that they will be aligned horizontal to each other. So I'll remove this strike of effect text. I'll specify height to be 100% so that it takes the entire height of my navbar. So this is how it looks right now. For this class I'm going to write this. So I want my AS awesome sneakers to be as big as this, so I'll specify text property to be 3 rem, so that it increases the font size to 3 rem. Now this is aligned vertically in the center of the div, but as you can see, because I have increased the text size, now the padding properties are not respected. So let me go ahead and give some padding property exclusively, padding bottom to be 0.6 rem. So it is aligned in the center of the div in vertical position. Now let me go ahead and implement this cross effect. So for that I will specify a class name of streak nav. So this I'm going to write in navbar.css. So I'll specify a property to be absolute position, and then I'll give top to be 45% and height to be 0.2 rem, and then background color to be white, so that the streak should be white in color. And then so since it has to slide from left to right, so we have to write an animation for that. For that I'll use keyframes, and I'll write brand name animation, and here at 0% time I'll specify left to be -70%, and then it gradually moves to the right, and left to be 0%, so that it exactly aligns in the middle of AS text. So let me declare animation here, and my animation is this, and I'll apply the animation for 3 seconds, ease in out, and I'll specify it to be once. So let me go ahead and see my browser. So this is how it looks now. Since this streak is declared as absolute and we have not specified any parent relative position, so this will be aligned as per the window of the browser. So now this streak is aligned with respect to window of the browser. So let us declare the parent for this absolute element. So for that, I'll come here. So this is the streak now which is declared absolute. I'll declare this to be relative. So it will be aligned with respect to this parent div. So now this is aligned with respect to the parent div. So if I refresh, as you can see, this is coming slowly from left to right. So our animation is working. Now let us go ahead and style this awesome sneakers name. So I'll go ahead, declare class name. I'll declare it to be flex and height of 100% so that it takes the entire height of the nav bar, and then I'll specify items to be centered. So now it is aligned in the center of the div in vertical position. Now let us go ahead and style this unordered list. So I'll come here, I'll specify margin along horizontal axis to be 4 rem, and then I'll specify tracking to be wide so that some line spacing will be given horizontally. I'll specify unordered list to be flex so that they will be aligned horizontally, and some kind of gap in between those elements. Gap of spelling mistake. So I have given a gap of 4 rem and they are aligned perfectly. Now for these list items, I have to specify cursor to be pointer. So let me go ahead and do this. So I'll go ahead and cursor to be pointer. So let me go ahead and copy the same thing. Done, perfectly fine. And now as you can see in the original tab, when you click over shop, this menu should pop up here. So let us go ahead and do the coding for this. So inside this shop list, I'll take another unordered list, and in this I'll take 3 more lists so that it should accommodate men, women and sale. So oops, I have taken 5 times, should take 3 times, yeah. And then it is for men, and this is for women, and this is for sale. So which are for those items for the sale will be mentioned in this menu. Now I'll declare this to be gender menu class. So let me go ahead and write CSS for this gender menu in navbar.css. So I'll declare it to be position of absolute, and then initially I'll display it to be none. So I don't want to display that. On hover of the shop only this menu should be displayed. So background color to be black, and then text color to be white smoke, and then padding to be, so on the top I'll give 1 rem, and on the right I'll give 1 rem, and bottom and left I give 0. Now so for this list I'll give a name as shop menu. So I'll write CSS for this shop menu. Now this is how it looks right now. We don't see that gender menu here because we have declared the position of the item to be absolute, so it will be aligned with respect to the window, and here this will be hidden under our fixed element. So let us go ahead and do this. Right now that is displayed as none, so hence we couldn't able to see that shop menu. So let us go ahead and write this on click of hover of the shop menu. So I want my gender menu to be displayed. So gender menu, and right here display of block, and then cursor to be pointer. So when I go ahead here, as I hover over shop, you can see this is displayed. So let me declare my shop menu to be relative, so it will be positioned with respect to the shop menu. So this is working fine. Then let us go ahead and style this profile login and cart item menu. So I'll go down here, and this is this section of the code. So here I'll specify class name, and just I'll declare to preflex, and I'll give a gap of 1.5 rem, so that it should take some gap in between. So this is how it looks. So, and also I'll specify height to be 100%, and then items to be centered. So as you can see now, this is aligned perfectly. So that's it, folks. This is how our navbar looks like right now. So this is almost similar to that of our original reference website. So this is how our navbar looks. So let us go ahead and write coding for our main home screen. So as you can see, the main home screen, it is divided into 4 parts. One is our showing our brand name and shop now button with an image of a boy wearing his sneakers, and the other section is having men's collection and women's collection. The other section is having sale items, which are like discounted products, and the other section is having some display products, where if I hover that, I can see a button to see the view details. So this is our main screen. So let us go ahead and code for this. So I'll go to main.js and start writing code here. So as we just now discussed, so this will have 4 divs. So one is for logo, and the other is for men women sale, men women collection, and the other is sale collection, and the other one is display of sample items. So this is right now it is not displayed because since we have given this item to be fixed, so our main menu is not displayed, and moreover our main menu we have commented it out. So I'll uncomment and then I'll comment footer section. So this is how it looks now. Display of items, as you can see here, but only display of items visible, because as I told you, since this is a fixed item, so our main menu starts from window. Our main menu will be aligned with respect to the window. So now let us go ahead and write here margin top to be same as that of the height of the nav bar. So now it comes down. So this is how it looks. So let me remove this BG red. It looks very awkward. Now this is how main page looks. So let us go ahead and write this CSS skeleton. So here I'll take two divs. One is basically for my background image, as you can see this background image, and the other is to contain this part of the display. So this is for my background image and the other part is for logo display. So this is how it looks now. So let me go ahead and write the CSS skeleton for this. So now for this logo display, I'll remove this logo display, and here when we see the reference screen, here on the AS, the brand image followed the brand name, and then a button to go ahead and write that. So here I'll take 3 more divs. And inside this div, I'll take a div which is for this streak. So as you can see here also, when I refresh, a line comes from left to right, striking off my brand image. So that I want, so I'll write this in a separate div, and then followed by h1 as my brand name. And inside this div, I'll take a p tag, paragraph tag, and I'll write awesome sneakers. And then the other div, I'll take a button which says shop now. Oops. So this is how my skeleton looks like now. And then let us go ahead and write the CSS skeleton for this men collection and women collection. So under this men and women collection, I'll take 2 more divs. So one is for men and one is for women. And under this men collection, as you can see here, there is a background image of men wearing sneakers, and then a text to redirect me for the men's collection page. Here I'll specify a div. Here this is like BG image, and then followed by a paragraph text which redirects me to the men collection page. So here I'll write, oops, I'll just copy this and I'll try to avoid typing, and the same goes under the women's div. Let me do the same thing, and here let me modify this to women's collection. So my men and women collection is done. Now let us go to the sales sale tab. Here, as you can see, a background image exists. On top of that, a div is displayed telling the range of products which are there for discount, and then a shop sale button which redirects me to the sale items page. So let me go ahead and do this. So in the shop sale collection, I'll take a div. This is for like background image, and then another div which is for declaring final sale, and then a button which redirects me to the sale items page. So this portion is done. Now here I have some random 6 image on display, which if I click here, image will be enlarged and view details button is displayed. So let me go ahead and write the code for this. So here I'll remove this, and I'll take a div inside of this, and inside this I'll take 6 more divs. So 6 images will be displayed here. So inside that I'll take image, and here I'll take src. Now I have to get all the images and dump inside the images folder. So let me go ahead and do that. So I'm ready with all the images inside my images folder. Now I'll go to the top and I'll import all my images. So I have imported 6 images, and inside this src I'll browse my image path, and I'll go to the browser and see how that looks. This looks like this. So now let me go ahead and copy this image and paste in all the 6 divs. So I have imported all my images, and this is how my application looks like without styling, CSS styling. This is how my main page looks. Now let us go ahead and style this main page. Let us apply CSS so that this should as beautiful as this main page. So now let us go to the top and let us start writing from here. And I'll declare this to be 80 of viewport height, and then flex justify center, and then items center, and then width to be 100 viewport width, and then that's it. So let me go ahead and style this background image. So I'll specify a class name here. So I'll just give a name of main for this because this is a background image. So I'll give a main. I'll go to the CSS page, main.css. I'll create a CSS file called main.css, and here I'll write this class. And first of all, let me import this main.css here inside my component. Import dot slash main.css. Now import it. So let me go ahead and write the code for this. So for the main, my background image should be URL of, okay, let me declare all the properties and see. I'll declare background repeat to be no repeat, and the background size to be cover, and then overflow I'll hide it, and then top to be 0 pixel, and then left to be 0 pixel, and then Z index I'll specify to be -1. So this image should stay in the background. So let me go ahead and see. Oops, I have written the path wrong. It is opening the image. So then okay, since I have not declared this position, so I'll declare the position to be absolute, and then still the image has not come. Why? Background image, it is of main.css, and here main.css. Oops, I have, okay, CSS name is also correct, class name is also correct, main, and background image. So I'll remove this background image here. Let me try giving width and height. Since I have not given width and height, so the image seems to be very small, which we cannot able to see. So let me give this properties and see. Yeah, the image is displayed now. It has come. So I'll declare this. Right now my image is aligned as per the window because I have declared it to be absolute in position. Now let me declare the parent to be relative, and see, now this is aligned with respect to this parent div. So this is done. Now let me style this now. Justify center. 20%, I'll take it to be 20 rem, and then I'll declare it to be a flex. Justify center, items center, and then text to be white. So this is white text. Now this is not visible properly because the background image has white background. So let us go to main.css and let us reduce the brightness of the background image. BRI. Okay, it should be filter brightness of 0.5. Now you can see my background image became filtered. I mean the brightness has been reduced, and you can see now the text is visible clearly in white color. Since the text has to be large, so let me go ahead and style here. I'll specify text to be 15 rem, and now it looks bigger. So now here if you see the reference screen, here also a white line should strike off my logo, AS logo. So that we will write here. So I'll specify class name to be streak. So I'll go here and I'll declare streak CSS position to be absolute, and then top to be 50%, and then width to be 100%, and then height to be 1.2 rem, and then background color to be white in color, so it looks white. And then since it has to move from left to right, let me write the animation here. So I'll write a keyframe animation and write brand name animation. So here at 0% of time, it should come from left, minus 50% to when it completes 100% of time, it should come to left of 0. Oops, sorry for my typos. So now let us go ahead and see how it looks. So right now, since we have declared this streak to be absolute, by default it is aligned to the window. It is aligned with respect to the window. So now we have to make this align with respect to our logo. So here when I declare streak to be absolute, obviously the parent has to be relative. So if I save this, now you see I'll refresh this. Okay, the animation is not working because we have not called the animation here. So I'll call the animation here brand name animation, and I'll declare it to be running for 3 seconds, and I'll call it only once, and I'll specify what here, ease in out, and the delay to be 1 second and iteration to be only once. So I'll save this. Now if I refresh, yes, this is working absolutely fine. So as you can see now, it is working at both the places, in the navbar as well as in the main page. Now it seems to be this text, because we have increased the size of this text, now it has added unnecessary paddings. So let us go ahead and remove those paddings here. I'll specify padding bottom to be 0 rem. Now this looks clean. This almost looks original to that of my main reference screen. Now let us go ahead and style this awesome sneakers area. So I'll specify class name to be 100% in width, and then flex, justify center, and text to be white in color. So inside the paragraph I'll specify text to be 3 rem. So I'll take text to be 3 rem, so which is almost looks similar to that of original screen. And also I'll declare for this button class name width of 100%, and then justify to be center. I'll take it as a flex basically, and then for the button I'll take text to be 1.5 rem in size. I'll padding y-axis I will give 0.5 rem, and then padding across x-axis to 2 rem. This is to beautify our button. So margin top to be 1 rem, and then background to be white in color, and let me save this. Now this is how my button looks, but there should be some kind of extra space in our original working project. So since we have declared this as text to be 15 rem in size, it adds unnecessary spacings. So in order to avoid that, what we have to do is leading none we have to keep, so that this is aligned perfectly. That's it. So our AS logo and awesome sneakers and shop now button are aligned perfectly as that of our reference screen. Now let us go ahead and style this men's collection and women's collection. So I'll take a class name here and I'll specify height to be 70 VH, flex, justify evenly, and then on the div I'll take width to be 100%, flex, justify center, items center. So here men div and women div, they should come side by side as in the original screen. So for that we have given a property of flex and justify evenly. So for the men div we have given width 100%, and the same goes here. For the women we give width to be 100%, flex, justify center, items to be center. So this is how it looks like now. Since we are given a height of 70 VH and the men collection and women collection are aligned evenly in the given width. Done with this. Now I'll give a class name of men div for this, and I'll say I'll copy here and I'll paste, and for this I'll give class name of main image men. So let me go ahead and write these two styles here. So I'll copy this main image men, I'll go here, I'll paste. So for main image and men, background image should be I'll save this, and the same goes for main image woman. And the background should be woman. Main image men, let me copy this class and give the same styling for woman also. So here it should be woman. So I'll save this and I'll go to the browser to see. Yeah, main image, I mean the men collection image and the women collection image has come, but it looks way smaller, so we have to give some properties for this. So I'll specify the property to be absolute, and here also I specify the property to be absolute, so it should appear in the background. So when I given that absolute, the parent should be relative. The parent should be relative. I'll save this. Now it appears like this. Yeah. Since we have not given width and height for the image, what I'll do is I'll take an image class here. and here I will go main image, and I'll apply styles for this. Background size to be cover, and background repeat to be no repeat, and width to be 100%, and height to be 100%, and since it is an absolute, we'll specify top to be 0, left to be 0, and we specify the filter brightness factor for this image. So I want it to be dark, and then I specify Z and X, so it should come in the background. So in that case we will specify -1, and let me go ahead and put this main image for both the men collection and women collection. Done. So if I go ahead and see, yes, this looks like this. Now when I hover over this image should be scaled up. Same goes for this image should be scale up, and men collection should appear white in color. So let me go ahead and do those changes here. So that is why I have written here men div. When I hover this, so here when I hover this men div, my what should happen to my main image men? Okay, since we have same class for both these elements, so I'll write this here main image. So I want it to be scale to transform. I will apply a transform property here, transform scale to 1.1, and I'll apply transition here, so that the transform property whatever I have written here should be done in 0.5 seconds, and it should be ease in out. So I'll write like this. Now let's see the changes. Yeah, now the image is zoomed, I mean it is scaled up whenever I hover over this div, but as you can see this image is overflown out of the div. So what we will do is we will go here in the men div, we will specify overflow to be hidden. Overflow to be hidden, yes. Now when I zoom in, this overflow is hidden. So done with our images. But when you observe here, when I hover it, the image transition is smooth, but when go out of this div, the image transition is not smooth. So for that, the same class, the same CSS class will copy, and when we are not hovering, we have to scale it to 1. So the image should be shrinked to level 1. See, as you can see, now it is scaled as well as it is shrinked in a smoother way. The same goes here. Now let us go ahead and style this men collection thing. So I'll go here in for this paragraph, I'll give text to be to rem, and text to be white in color. I'll copy this property for both this men collection and women collection. done. So as you can see, this looks almost similar to that of our original reference screen. So done with this men and women section, and we are done with this logo section. Now let us go ahead and style this sales section. So I'll go ahead and do the coding for this sales section. So here I'll specify a class name to be flex, and I'll take a height of 70 VH, and then justify center, and then items center. And then for this BG image, I'll remove this, so the background image has to be like this. So for this I'll give a class name. So I'll take a custom class name BG texture. So I'll copy this and I'll go ahead and write the CSS here. For this one, background image is URL, so it should be dot dot slash images slash texture bg dot webp, and background repeat, no repeat, background size to be cover, and then width to be 100%, and height to be 100%, and then z index, since it has to be a background image, I specify z index to be -1, and then position to be absolute. Since I want it to fit in the background, I'll declare it position to be absolute, and then overflow to be hidden, and then top property to be 0, and then left property to be 0. So done. So I'll go ahead, since I have declared it to be absolute, so its parent has to be relative, so I'll specify it to be relative. And now let's go ahead and see how it looks. It looks perfectly all right, and so our background image is set. Now it's time to style this content. So this is the content right now, so I'll go ahead and style the content. So class name, I'll take background to be black, and inside all the text to be white, and I'll specify to be flex call, and then items property to be center, and justify property to be center, and I'll give a gap of 1 rem, and then padding across y-axis to be 1.5 rem, and then padding across x-axis to be 0.5 rem, and then background to be background we have given already. So let me go ahead and see. This is how it looks like now. And here, as you can see, this should be continuously, the opacity will be changing. The opacity is animated, so for certain time it is pure black, and for certain time it is blurry black. So I'll take a custom class called sale, and I'll go ahead and write the animation here, dot sale, so before writing animation, I'll take a keyframe and I'll write sail anim, and here for certain time opacity should be 1. Oops, I did it wrong. Opacity should be 1, and halfway through the timer the opacity should be 0.5, and after some time the opacity should be 1, means it should be clearly visible. Now let me go ahead and call this animation here animation. So sail anim, and duration should be 2 seconds, and it should run for infinite times, and no delay, nothing. So it should be ease in out, it should be a smoother animation. So I'll save like this, and as you can see now this is blinking. So this is perfect. Now let us go ahead and style our text sizes. So I'll go to main.js, here for this button I'll give a class name, padding across x-axis to be 1.5 rem, padding across y-axis to be 0.5 rem, and the background to be white for this button, and text to be black. So this is how my button looks like now, but as you can see this is a bit bigger and this is smaller. So let us go and fix this thing. Here let me apply a property of text of 2 rem. So yes, now this looks almost similar to that of our original screen. And yeah, this sail section is done. Now let us go ahead and style this view shoe section, I mean our collection section. So let me go here and let us style this. So I'll apply a class name flex, justify center, and items to be center, and the background to be, I don't want white background, I want ADEDW. I want this background, and here I will take this as a grid because I want these shoes to be aligned in such a way where I'll have 3 columns of shoes per row. So I want in that format. Right now there, since divs are by default stacked vertically because they are block items, so it is placed like this. So let me go ahead and modify this. So grid calls, sorry, oops. So I'll give a gap of 2 rem, the margin across y-axis to be 5 rem. I will save this, and this is how it looks now, looks like. But these icons appear way bigger than that of our original screen. Let us go ahead and style this. I'll take a property of class name text center so that it will be aligned center of my div, flex, call and the gap of 2 rem, and then I'll declare a custom shoe class. Since as you can observe in the original screen, we have image followed by view details button. So here we have written image, but we have to code for this button also. So let us go ahead and call this button. So this button is basically like view details. Yes, view details. Now for this shoe, I'll take class name shoe image custom class. So I'll write image for this. I'll write CSS for this class. So if you observe the original screen, when you hover over this image should scale up, and at the same time the view details button should appear. And when you hover over this view details button, the color should be changed to black. So these are requirement. Let us go ahead and complete this requirement. So I'll go to main.css. When you hover this shoe image property should be changed. So I'll go ahead and write here. So basically I'll first of all I'll contain the shoe size. So I'll give a width of 250 pixel, and let me see how it is. Yeah, this looks smaller now. The shoe size is reduced. So done. Now and shoe details, by default it should be hidden. When you hover over the shoe, then only it should appear. So let me go ahead and write that shoe on hover shoe details visibility to be visible. So let us see how it looks now. You over this shoe. So this button should have a class called shoe details. Yes. So when I hover over the image, my button should appear. So right now I have applied CSS only for my first grid element. So since I have not applied for others, let me copy paste that later. So let me finish code for this first. So when I hover this, now my view details button appears, and moreover here my shoe size should scale up when I hover over this div. So let me go ahead and do that. When I hover on my shoe, my shoe image transform should scale up to 1.1, and transition is transform, and it should be done in suppose let's say 0.5 seconds, and then is in out. Yes, and if I hover this, let me save this, and if I have this, as you can see now this is zoomed in a smoother way. Now the same goes for not hover. So when I move out of the block, my image should be scaled down to 1, and the transition should be smoother. Yes, it is smoother now, which is almost similar to that of my original this screen. So let me go ahead and code for this view details. button. For this view details button, so BG to be red, and padding Y to be 0.5 rem, and width to be 100%, and text to white. That's it. So let me save this. So this is how it appears now. So I can copy paste this for all the classes. So let me change this. This shoe 6, this shoe 5, this is shoe 4, which we imported at the top level. So let me save this. Yes, now this is how it appears. This almost looks similar to that of our reference screen. Yes, so our main page content is done. So this is part 1, this is part 2, and this is part 3, and this is part 4. In part 1, as you can see, our logo appears, and shop now button appears, and background a boy wearing sneakers image appears, and the same goes for men collection. It is zoomed, and when I hover out, it will be zoomed out. The same goes for women's collection. And here where our sale section exists, so here an image, background image, and on top of that we can see animated 40 to 60% highlighted shop sale button, and then down we have a collection of our store displayed, like gist of our store is shown here. So our main component is done, but I'm not happy with this. As you can see, when I scroll over this, so my header appears on the background of my main page. So in order to avoid this, I'll go to navbar and I'll specify z index here to be 999, and let me see. So when I hover, yes, now my navbar appears on the top. So this is done. Now let us go ahead and code for footer. I'll go to my footer.js. Here I'll remove this footer, and I'll go to my app.js. First I'll uncomment my footer component. Here I'll uncomment this. So my footer is called. Now I'll go to footer, I'll close others, and in footer.js, so I'll have primarily two divs. So if we see the original reference screen, so as you can see here in a footer, one is a background image and the other is the content. So I'll take two divs, and this is for background image and this is for my content. Now I'll go ahead and write the skeleton code for this content. So I'll go inside this div, and here inside this I'll have two more divs. One is this div and the other one is this div. In this div I'll have again four divs, three divs. One is this, and one is this div, and one is this div. So let me go ahead and do that. So div, and here I'll write as, and I'll take another div. So in this div I'll specify three more divs. So one is for address, contact us, and stay in touch. It's kind of address, contact us, and stay in touch kind, and stay in touch kind of menus. So I'll go ahead and I'll write start. I have to start write coding for this. So I'll remove this address thing here. I'll take a div. Here I'll write address, and then another div, so where it contains my complete address. So this is how it appears now in a single line. So I wanted to break this, so here I'll break it. I'll break it in such a way that after street one break, and after CA this pin code another break, and after mail ID website address another break. So this is how it looks now. And then I'll take another div where social media icons should appear here. So for these social media icons I'll take 3 divs, and here each div contains each social media icon. So I'll go ahead and click on Facebook thing, and here I'll go to edit as HTML. I'll copy this and I'll paste here. I'll save this, and I'll go to the reference screen again. I'll put the cursor here, the same goes. I'll go to SVG, edit as HTML. I'll copy the entire code and I'll paste here, and I'll go here. I'll click on this SVG, edit as HTML, Windows, all Windows C, then I'll paste here. So that's it. Since I'm not able to see these social media icons here because they are white in color, and since our background is white in color, so they are hidden in this white color. So when we change the background color, they will be displayed. So let us do the styling later. So first let us write our skeleton code, and next it's time to write our contact us form here. So I'll save this. So here inside contact us form, I'll take 3 more divs. One is to contain this, one is to contain this form area, and one is to contain submit button. So I'll remove this contact and I'll write 3 more divs. One is contact us. Oops, what happened? So I'll copy this and I'll paste here, and here this div, it has 2 sections again. So let us write this here. So here I'll take 2 divs, and here inside this I'll take 3 input elements. So 3 input elements. I'll save this, and here I'll have a text area. I'll save this. So this is how it appears. Actually here we have input elements, and here we have text area element, because they have background color white and we have background color white here, so that is why they don't appear. When we click on, we can see the outline. So this is done. So, and now let us style our stay in touch area. So for this, here I'll take okay, here after this div we have to take one more div, and we have to finish a button here. So this button basically contains a submit form. So here I'll write submit. So this is done with our middle portion. Now let us code for our last portion. So here this div will be divided into 3 divs. One is this, and a button inside a div. So here I'll delete here I'll take 3 more divs. One is stay in touch, so this come as stay in touch, and here comes a paragraph followed by an input element, and the other one is a button. So here comes a button as subscribe now. So subscribe now, and here in the paragraph join our mailing list. So here we will write join our mailing list. Let us save our skeleton code and see how it looks on the screen. So this is how it looks, not bad. So let us go ahead and style this, so it should come in this way. So let us go ahead and style this. I'll go to the top, I'll minimize this, and from here we'll start writing the code. So I'll specify width to be, I have to take a class name first, and width to be 100 VW, and it's of type flex. Justify center. I'll save this, and then so for the background thing I'll specify footer image custom class. So I'll go ahead and code this. I'll copy this, and in CSS folder I'll take a footer.css file, and here I'll paste this footer image, and here we are going to write. So first let me call this CSS file inside my component, import /css/ footer.css. So we have called our CSS file, external file here. So now let us go ahead and style this footer CSS. So here background image to be URL /images/footer.webp, and right now we have not given any CSS for our footer so far, just we have called the image. Now let us go ahead and background position, background repeat to be no repeat, and background size to be cover, and width to be 100%, and height to be 100%, and position to be absolute since it's a background, and z index to be -1 for the background image, and I'll apply the brightness factor so that I can reduce my image brightness. I'll apply it to be 0.8 because the image is already dark in color. So this is how my background image appears. So done with this. So, and when I'm specifying this to be absolute, I'll specify the parent to be relative. So done with this. Now let us style our footer content here. So I'll go ahead and start writing the code. Class name, so I'll specify it to be text white. so that on the background black text white appears to be clear. And flex call, and then justify center, and then items to be center, and I'll specify a height of 100%, and then margin top to be 2 rem, and the margin bottom to be 15 rem. So margin top is applied. Now this is how it looks, but our AS image logo appears very small, so let us go ahead and style that here. So let us go ahead and style class name, text size to be 20 rem. So when I give 20 rem, now it looks way bigger. It almost looks similar to that of our original screen. And let us go ahead and style our address bar, contact bar, and subscribe bar. So class name to be flex, and width to be 100%, and justify between, so equal amount of space will be aligned in between, and gap to be 2 VW. When I do this, so they are aligned horizontally in the middle of the div. So let me style this address bar, class name flex, flex call, and gap to be 2 rem. And now this appears to be like this, and here our address bar text to be changed, the text size to be we'll keep 1.5 rem. Yes, now it looks good. And then let us see, the social media icons are stacked vertically, so let us change that. So I'll specify display to be flex, I'll give a gap of 1 viewport width, and see, now this looks almost similar to that of my original site. Oops, what happened here? Okay. And then let us style our contact form. So this is our contact us form. So here goes the same thing, class name flex, flex call, and gap of 2 rem. I'll save this, and contact us text to be 1.5 rem. So this is how it looks. Now as you can see here, the input elements, so these are stacked vertically, and we have text area parallelly or horizontally to this stacked input area. So let us go ahead and do that. So for that I'll specify it to be flex, and a gap of 2 rem, and this is how it appears now. But these input elements are stacked horizontally, so for that let us go ahead and do this. Class name flex, flex call, and a gap of 1 rem. So now they are aligned stacked vertically. And for that input area we have to give placeholders. So for the first one the placeholder should be name, and for the second one the placeholder should be email, and for the third one the placeholder should be phone, email and phone. And moreover, the background is white in color, so I don't want white in color. So what I'll do is, class name I'll say BG to be transparent. So the BG is transparent, but it has a border of white in color. So let me go ahead and do that. So here I'll specify a property of outline and padding left. Since my placeholder text should have a padding left property, I'll specify padding left to be 20 pixels, and see, this almost looks similar to that of original reference screen. So I'll copy this input and I'll paste here, and I'll paste here. Second one should be email, and third one should be phone. So this is how it appears. Now let us go ahead and style our text area. Here also let us follow the same thing. Class name and then placeholder. Placeholder should be type your message. Type your message here. Class name BG transparent, and it should have outline and height of 100% and padding of 1 rem. So what happened? Why this error? I'll save this, and this looks clean. Okay, since it appears to be duplicated, I will remove this. Now this is working fine. So this is how it appears. So done with our class name, done with our text area. Now let us style our button. Our button should have a background of text color, white color. So let me go ahead and do that. So it should be aligned to the end of the div. So I'll specify flex and justify end, and class name BG transparent, outline, and specify height to be 100% and padding to be 1. Oops, height 100% is too much. So I'll specify background to be white, text to be black, padding X to be 2 rem, and padding Y to be 0.5 rem, and this is how my submit button appears. So this almost looks similar to my reference screen. Now let us go ahead and style this portion of this footer. So I'll go to stay in touch portion, class name flex call, and the gap of 2 rem, and then for the stay in touch tab, class name text 1.5 rem, so this is how it appears now. Let us go ahead and style this input area, class name bg to be transparent first, and the placeholder should be what it is, placeholder. Enter your email here. Enter, oops, what the hell, your email here. So this is done. So let us style this a bit more. I'll take padding left to be 2 rem and margin Y, so there will be some kind of space between the upper element and this. So if I save this, yes, this looks clean. Now we need to have a border around this. So for that I will specify outline. Outline is there. Now subscribe button. So for this, class name background to be white in color, padding X to be 2 rem, and padding Y to be 0.5 rem. I'll save this, and then text to be black. So this is how my footer appears, which is almost similar to that of my original screen, as you can see here. So that's it, my footer code is done. So now our home screen is done, navbar is done, and navbar is fixed, and when I refresh, a line will be striking off my logo image, and then men section, women section, and then sales section, and then list of items of my store, and then footer section is written. So this is done. Now in the next coding tutorial, so let us go ahead and complete code for our men collection, women collection, sale collection, cart, etc. Okay friends, writing code for the apps needs lots of time, efforts and concentration. I'm doing this for you. In return, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.